How's it going, everyone? We're going to be looking at some cards today. I decided to get into my closet here and pull out one of my old binders. And the one we're going to be looking at here is my 90s player PC. So this is basically a binder that I put together with all 90s players. And what I originally had done is actually gotten a bunch of bins from my mom's place back when I got back into collecting. Let's say it was maybe 10, 11 years ago, something like that, and put this binder together, just searching through those bins and taking out the players that I liked from the time, and then putting them in a binder and sorting through them. It was pretty fun. So we'll get started here. Of course, you got Michael Jordan, probably the most heavily collected player of the time, maybe of all time. Got some of his cards here. So these are all mostly pack pulled cards, or I'd trade for them or acquire them at a hobby shop or something like that. Here's his 89 All-Star card out of 89 Fleer. Got some cool base cards here as well. Is like the shot on this one, the Fleer 90 Fleer card. Really cool little action shot there. Same with the 90 Hoops card. Actually, I got both his base card and then the All-Star card there as well. But just great photography back in that time. These are probably pretty nostalgic for you guys as well. This was 90 Hoops. And then we've got Fleer 91, where they had the more comic style look. You'll see these come up a couple times as we go through this binder. Another classic one from 91, 92 Upper Deck. But yeah, a lot of the cards that I pulled as a kid. And really, pulling a Jordan card back in the day was pretty exciting to do. Here's the 92 and 93 Upper Deck. Another great action shot. So many great photos from back in that time period, especially for Jordan. Such a dynamic player, Let's see, what else do we got? Here's more of that comic style that I was showing on the last page. This is 92, 93 Upper Deck. But here's him and Larry Bird. More of a comic style, and actually comic cards were pretty popular at that time too, so I think they came out with those more or less to appeal to that market as well. Some other great ones here. No, sorry, that is not a Jordan rookie in my binder. That's actually a reprint of his rookie card. That was the Decade of Excellence that came out of 96 Fleer. Might have been another release. I think it was just the base Fleer, but I wanted to point this one out as well. This is 95 Upper Deck SP, probably my favorite Michael Jordan card of all time. Just a great looking action shot there, and I really like these cards as well. They had the player portrait here along with the position that they played, and then another nice looking photo on the back as well. So I put together this entire set. It's one of my favorite 90s sets. And we'll take a look at 95 Metal. Or I'm sorry, this isn't 95. This is 96, 97. I don't know if I have a 95 Metal in here, but yeah, Metal prior to Metal Universe, which I know a lot of people know nowadays just because you look at all the PMGs being posted around social media. But take a look at these older releases of Fleer Metal. They were really nice too. There's the base and then a couple of the inserts here. Yeah, that's pretty much wraps it up for my Jordan collection. I did pull a this is 97, 98 Chrome. I don't think I've ever owned a 96 Chrome. I don't think I was really buying those back in the day. I didn't really pick up any of those until I got back into collecting again. Yeah, these are really fun sets to put together. I would say, if you have kids and you have a bunch of just junk cards from your childhood, it might be a fun thing for them. A lot of people nowadays really like to focus on value with cards, but kids don't really care about that. you know, I didn't care about that back when I was collecting this stuff. I mean, it was nice to look back at it and see that your card was worth, you know, $5 or maybe $10 or something like that. You go in the hobby shop and you could make a little deal, or it would help you out to trade. But man, if you got kids, sort through this stuff with them. You know, don't just focus on what cards are worth. You know, I think that that's another one of those 95 SP cards. Great little shot there. But yeah, I really think that's the play nowadays, guys. I got kids, and they just like looking at cards. They don't care about values. You know, get them in the cards for collecting. Don't get them in so they can, you know, create a future retirement fund, which is probably never going to happen anyway. just collect with them for fun. You know, they'll have a great time. They just like to spend time with you. You know, this one came out on 90 hoops. Pretty cool Larry Bird one there. So yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it. We passed by Magic Johnson when I was on a little rant, but interestingly enough, I did actually live in Boston prior to moving out here to Denver when my family moved out here in '96. So I was a pretty big Celtics collector at the time. Or, you know, I mean, I wasn't going after mainly Celtics cards. There's what was these 91 Skybox. This is second year Skybox, really 90s looking design. Cool cards though. But yeah, I wasn't necessarily just going after Celtics cards, but I did like a lot of players at the time. Robert Parrish being one of them, Larry Bird, obviously. That was more towards the end of his career actually, when I was living out there. But great cards to collect. Here's another one of those second year Skybox, and this was a subset, I think, called Salutes. Pretty cool in here when his time on Charlotte Hornets, Sky Swats, him making a block there. And here's one of the Electric Court parallels at an Upper Deck. This is 94 Upper Deck, I believe, 94, 95. The Electric Court were just basically a parallel to the base cards, and they had this little Electric Court, I don't know, hollow foil, I guess, down there at the bottom. They did have the gold versions of this, so this is just the base Electric Court, and they had a gold variation too that had gold hollow foil. Another great player of that decade, Sean Kemp. Here's one of the original Skybox cards, always a classic to me, with his little portrait photo on the back. Really 90s looking design there. You got another one of the kind of more comic style designs there. Just skim through his a little bit. These were cool cards. These 95, 96 Fleer double. This was a little insert set. So I guess it was a double for points and rebounding. I always like these hoops inserts and the block party. Really loud backgrounds, really 90s. I got a fair number of those. And then another really cool set as well, the Skybox Emotion set. They were like thicker cards with kind of the glossy photography or photo stock. And another really cool one is these Topps Gallery. I believe these were from 95, 96. They had like the more glossy style photography there, as you can see, glossy stock. Most of them were like close up of players' portraits. Let's see, another 96, 97 metal card. And I always like these cards as well, these Stadium Club. This is, I think, 96, 97. A little hollow foil at the bottom. Great photography. A lot of the Stadium Club releases from back in the day just had great photography. Here's some Rodman back in his time on the Pistons before he joined the Bulls, actually, and we got him on the Spurs as well. A little gold mine from NBA Hoops. I always thought these were or should have been more valuable than they probably were. Anything gold back then was cool. Metalized insert from that 96-97 metal release, and then we have another one of those SP cards. Again, really love that set. We'll keep skimming a bit. We got some Gary Payton, and who doesn't remember this card if they were collecting back then? The classic 90s lottery pick card with him talking on the phone. That was a great card. And another second year Skybox. Great little 90s design there when they're getting computers into the game. Coming up with those nice computer graphics. Metal shredders from 96-97 metal. Yeah, here's one looking back at his rookie card from that original Skybox release. That's pretty cool. The honor roll for was a 96-97 Skybox. Some Pippin. Always liked him. Another one of those Top Stadium Club, or this is, I guess we haven't looked at these yet. Faces of the Game. There's another one of those Block Party with the loud backgrounds. Love those. Let's see, what else do we got? Another Skybox. Patrick Ewing. I just like that card as well from 90 Fleer. Great one of him going up for the dunk. And then original Skybox, of course. Alright, keep flipping through a little bit. There's that 95 SP again, and another one of the Topps Gallery cards, little portrait style cards. Just thought those are cool. What else do we got? Some Clyde Drexler now. Another great player of that time period. Another SP. And we didn't really talk about Bowman's Best, but they did have some pretty nice cards. This is 96-97, I believe. Is that right? Yeah. You could pull refractors of these as well. And 96-97 metal. Karl Malone. And here's 96-97 Stadium Club, or Top Stadium Club. I always like the look of these with the little hollow foil for the player's name. Stadium Club always had really good photography as well. I thought, at least. Into some John Stockton, we have another one of those 90 All-Star, Fleer All-Star cards of him. And the classic gray hoops. 90 hoops. Skimming a little bit through his stuff. I always like these cards. This is just the base card. But yeah, the 95, 96 Fleer cards. Pretty cool backgrounds in those, I thought. And then here is a Stadium Club. I think it was 95, 96, I believe. But they did have a bunch of parallels to this as well, as you see kind of the foil down here. I think they had like a orange version that you could pull, and had this regular hollow foil version. There might have been one other. Never really knew if any of them were more rare than the others. I think there's some talk that maybe the oranges were, but I don't really know. Some Dominique Wilkins. Great little shot with the city background there. Skymaster from the second year of Skybox. All right, and we got some Isaiah Thomas now. Here's one of the... dropped it, but there's one of those 90 hoops cards with the the great computer generated backgrounds. Really screaming 90s there. And some Reggie Miller, a great player of that time period. Yeah, these Flair So those of you that collected Flair, the premium cards of the day, this was an insert set called Hardwood Leaders. It did have like the background being the basketball court hardwood there. I always thought those were neat. And who doesn't remember these hologram cards out of SP? This was 95, 96, I believe, SP. And you could pull a gold variation of this as well. There we go. There's the hologram effect there. I always remember buying those packs and being really excited when I pulled a gold. And I do have a couple. I don't know if they ended up in this binder or not. Some Charles Barkley. All right, we'll go through this back half a little quick here, but David Robinson. But yeah, again, really fun time, just putting these binders together. The great Hakeem Olajuwon. Here's him as Akeem before he changed his name to Hakeem, as you can see. But yeah, it was really fun putting these together. I definitely, this whole thing dropped. Definitely suggest doing this, if you have, especially if you have kids, it'd be a fun time just to go through something like this and pick out the players that you liked back in the day. Here's one of those 96, 97 metal shredders insert cards. Those are really great. But yeah, even for yourself, if you just want to go through your old stuff, throw them in a binder. It took me a couple weeks, maybe even a month or two, I can't remember, to sort these all out and put them in the binders. Moses Malone, just really fun to do. We got some D Brown, so I always loved him. You might remember he was drafted in 92 and ended up winning the slam dunk contest that year. That was like kind of the height of my Celtics collecting when I was still living in Boston. I always loved him as a player. There's the slam dunk cards here. These are actually, I don't know if these are not licensed or what, but yeah, you had two versions of that with the Celtics green and then a gold foil variation of it. What else do we got? Some Joe Dumars, another great player of the time, and some Dan Morelli. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed that. Again, really fun to do. And if you got some old cards laying around, what I really had to do out of necessity because I had to get rid of this stuff, and I wanted to keep the ones that I remembered, but not keep the bulk of it. It was just too much. It was like, a couple bins worth of stuff. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the videos, or the video, not the videos, although speaking of that, I probably will do some more of these. Let me know if you enjoyed this. Comment down below, and we'll take a look at some more binders if you did. Thanks.